thousands of Iranians took part in a massive Al-Quds Day rally amid Donald Trump's war rhetoric and the escalating regional conflict. President Masoud Pezeshkian, Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, Ali Larijani, and several other top figures made their first public appearances since the war began. Iran appeared openly defiant after the first major speech by Mujtaba Khamenei. Frustrated by Iran's unity, did US and Israel just bomb rally-goers? Thousands of Iranians poured into the streets of Tehran on March 13 for the annual Quds Day march, with massive crowds turning out in a powerful show of solidarity and defiance amid the ongoing conflict. The rally also marked a significant moment as several senior political figures made their first public appearances since the war began, signaling to the world that Iran's leadership remains active and united on the ground. Among the most notable attendees were President Masoud Pezeshkian and Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, both of whom joined the rally in a bold display of government-backed support for the demonstration. Iranian Security Council Secretary Ali Larijani also walked alongside rallygoers at the Quds Day march, further reinforcing the message that Iran's top security and political establishment stands firmly behind the public gathering. Meanwhile, the atmosphere in Tehran turned tense as thick plumes of smoke and the sound of explosions were reported across parts of the city, with initial reports confirming that at least one woman had been killed in the chaos. According to Iran's state-affiliated Press TV, the woman lost her life due to shrapnel injuries sustained as a direct result of what it described as a US-Israeli airstrike targeting the Iranian capital. The violence was not limited to Tehran alone, as multiple explosions and the roar of fighter jets were also heard in Karaj, a major city located to the west of Tehran, sending shockwaves through densely populated civilian areas. Adding to the escalating tension, the Israeli military formally announced on March 13 that it would carry out strikes on Tehran, a stark and direct warning issued in the middle of an already rapidly intensifying conflict. The massive pro-government rally in Tehran comes just days after US President Donald Trump publicly claimed that Iran was on the verge of surrender, a statement that appeared to galvanize rather than intimidate the Iranian public into taking to the streets. New details have also emerged from Trump's virtual meeting with G7 leaders on March 11, shedding light on the private conversations held between the world's most powerful heads of government regarding the trajectory of the war. According to Axios, which cited 3 separate officials briefed on the call, Trump told G7 leaders that Iran is about to surrender, reflecting his broader optimism about how the conflict would ultimately conclude. Trump reportedly appeared highly confident about the war's outcome during the private G7 session, a stance he has consistently maintained in his public statements as well, doubling down on his assessment despite the ground reality. Notably, Trump made these sweeping claims even as Iran's leadership continued to show no credible signs of backing down, with military operations and public defiance both continuing unabated on the Iranian side. However, Trump's bold assertions were swiftly and publicly refuted by Iran's new supreme leader Mujtaba Khamenei on March 12, who issued a direct rebuttal just hours after the US president's comments became widely known. In what appeared to be a carefully timed response, Mujtaba released his first major statement approximately 24 hours after Trump concluded his G7 call, ensuring maximum visibility and impact for his message to both domestic and international audiences. In that landmark statement, Mujtaba praised the courage and resilience of Iranian forces while issuing a pointed and direct threat against US military bases hosted by Gulf countries in the region, signaling that Iran's next moves could extend well beyond its own borders.